So we continue with the appliances of the household circuit. So the next thing what we are seeing is earthing or grounding. So first is the local earthing. Local earthing is basically a rod which is put nearby your house so that the complete earth wires are connected and placed over there so that you are getting a kind of a safety mechanism for a return path if there is any problem with the neutral. So so that even when you touch the appliance, you do not get a shock. Local earthing, we have read that local earthing is done in the house near the kWh meter. For this purpose, a hole nearly 2 to 3 meter deep is dug in the ground. A copper rod or a thick copper wire covered by a hollow insulating pipe is inserted in the hole. A thick copper plate of dimension 50 cm by 50 cm is welded at the lower end of the copper rod and is buried inside the ground as shown in the figure 9.22. The place is surrounded by the mixture of charcoal and salt to make a good contact between the plate and the ground and the earth. To keep the ground damp, water is poured through the wire pipe from time to time. This forms a conducting layer between the plate and the ground. The upper end of the copper rod is joined with the earth connection at the kWh meter. So this is just a earth wire. So you are getting a firm connection with the earth to the complete circuit. So in case of any faults, the leakage current, if it is there, is going to be drained out through the earth circuit. So that's why you need all this arrangement to be done just before the earth wire is connected to the kWh meter. Now safety by the local earthing, what is if due to some reason such as a short circuiting, an excessive current flows through the line wire, it will pass through the earth wire if there is a local earthing. Otherwise, the line wire may get overheated and it may cause fire. So, in case there is overheating and due to short circuiting, there will be overheating taking place if there is no proper earth wire available. If the earth wire is not available, see, if earth wire is available, the complete excess of current is going to flow through the ground. But if proper earth wire is not available, then that particular appliance के कारण heating होगा और heating के कारण there could be fire. So, apart from the local earthing, you will also require earthing to be done of each and every appliance. So, it is essential to provide a connection for earthing at electrical appliance such as refrigerator, toaster, geyser, electric iron, electric cooler, etc. When we handle physically, these appliances have to have their metallic case and are provided with the terminals on the case. The earth wire of the cable is connected to this terminal. Figure 9.23 shows the live and the neutral wire connected and the source of the element of the live appliance from the source to the element of the appliance to the insulating plugs of its metallic case. The switch and the fuse are connected to the live wire. The earth wire is connected to the metallic case of the appliance. So what we do is that you can see a 3-pin plug. The 3-pin plug में क्या होता है? Live, neutral, और इसके बाद ये earth connection होता है. This earth connection is such that it is connected to the appliance का metallic body. The metallic body of the earth, जो metallic body है, उसको connect किया होता है ये earth connection. So that in case of any fault over there, it will run through the earth and it will be directly transmitted to the earth. So that's why it is always connected to the metallic body of the appliance. Note the symbol of the earth can also be used for showing the earthing of an appliance. So you always find that if you open up a particular device like AC वगैरह कभी खुलता है अगर तुम लोग के घर में कभी वो साफ सफाई करने आएगा वो तो you always find that there is one location where the screw will be connected and it will be marked over there as earthing. So you can see that thing in case you get a chance. Most often the metallic case of the appliance is painted. The painted plate provides an insulating layer of the metallic body of the appliance. To make proper earth connection, it is necessary to remove the paint from the body part where connection is to be made. So, अगर connection is made directly to the body, तो नॉर्मली यू रिमूव द पेंट, बिकॉज अगर पेंट रहेगा तो पेंट इज एन इंसुलेटर. नॉर्मली तो क्या होता है वहाँ पे स्क्रू रहता है, तो स्क्रू के साथ कनेक्ट करते हैं, तो स्क्रू अंदर फिट है तो अंदर के साथ कनेक्टेड है, दैट्स व्हाई इट विल गिव यू अ प्रॉपर कनेक्शन. बट इफ देयर इज नो स्क्रू और समथिंग, देन यू विल हैव टू scrap out the paint over there and then connect the wire over there in case it is required. Safety by earthing of an appliance. So how is the earthing going to safeguard the appliance? When the live wire of a faulty appliance comes in direct contact with its metallic case due to break of insulation after its constant use or otherwise, the appliance acquires the high potential of the live wire. Like for example, if you are using a toaster, now toaster रोज ऊपर निकालते हैं, रखते हैं, उसका वायर वाइंड होता है, इसका ये तो वो वायर धीरे धीरे क्या होगा, it will get damaged. And when it will get damaged, so the insulation of that wire, of the live wire, may get broke, and that it will come in contact with the body of the toaster. So what will happen, when you switch on the toaster and you touch the toaster, you will get a shock. Okay, so that particular shock is, why is it available to you? Because it was not properly earthed. If it is earth, then what will happen? The earthing wire will connect it directly to the earth wire. The earth wire will connect earth wire is connected to the body. So if the body is getting the live wire, live connection, the earth will go to the earth, right? So a person touching it will get a fatal shock because current flows through his body to the earth. But if the metal case of the appliance is properly earthed, then as soon as the live wire comes in contact with the metallic case of the appliance, a heavy current flows to the earth through the case of the appliance, since the metallic case has almost zero resistance. And the fuse connected in the circuit of the appliance blows off and the appliance gets disconnected. Thus, the person touching this defective appliance does not get any shock, and the appliance also gets saved from being damaged. So that's why it's very important that all the heavy current using devices needs to be earthed properly so that it is not giving you any shocks while operation of the same. So the next point is a 3-pin plug and socket. We know that very well. The 3-pin plug, हम लोग का जितना भी वो connection जो करते हैं हम लोग, that's a 3-pin plug. So all electric appliances are provided with cables having a plug at one end of the to connect the appliance to the electric supply. कोई भी ले लो, right from your mobile chargers to the laptop का charger या television or the refrigerator और सबको एक plug रहता है. So that plug, what do you see is the 3-pin plug. It is a fixture provided with 3 metallic, usually brass pins in an ebonite case as shown in the figure. So they'll give you the figure over there, and I can also show you one of them. So yeah, this is the plug. Yeah, this is the 3-pin plug. So the 3-pin plug is over here. So we can see that this is the neutral, this is the live, and this is the earth. Okay. So yeah, it is very much mentioned over here, L here and E here, N here and E here. So live, neutral and earth. Okay. So that is always going to be the issue only, live, neutral and earth. So in a 3-pin plug, the top pin is the earth. The pin on the left is for live. Okay, so when you are seeing the plug in front of you, the one to the left hand side is the line, one to the right hand side is the neutral. Pin on the left hand side, left is for live, and and the pin on the right is the neutral. In a good quality plug, there is these are marked as E, L and N respectively. The pins are split at the ends to provide a spring action so that they fit in the socket holes tightly. See, there are always a split in between. There is a split in between when you are having it. Why is it so? Because when you are putting it into the socket, at that time, because of the split over here, it is going to compress a bit and it is going to give you a firm contact. If it is like no split is there, then it will be completely joined. Then it will go loose inside, and there could be sparking inside, and that sparking could be dangerous. So अगर ये split है तो ये अंदर जाते वक्त थोड़ा tight बैठेगा और ये firm fitting देगा. The earth pin is thick and longer than the other two pins. The earth pin always be thicker and longer than the other pin, so that when you're putting it into the plug, the first connection is going to be of the earth. So the earth pin will be longer and thicker. Longer क्यों कि सबसे पहले वो कनेक्ट करे, और thicker क्यों क्योंकि लीकेज करंट कितना भी हो सकता है तो उसको accommodate करने के लिए. So the earth pin is made long so that the earth connection is made first. This ensures safety of the user, because if the appliance is defective, then as shown in the as soon as the live pin gets connected, the current passes to the earth and the fuse blows off. Further, the earth pin is thick so that even by mistake it is cannot be inserted into the holes of the socket for the live or neutral connection. So ये ऐसा है, हम लोग उसको ऐसा लगा दिया तो ऐसे लगा दिया तो, so that's why the earth is made thicker so that you can fit it only in this direction. So earth will always be connected to the earth and ये ऐसे रहेगा. The plug is inserted in a socket so as to obtain current from the mains. Note, sometimes two pin plugs is used with an appliance such as table lamp or night lamp consuming low power. It has only two pins, the live and the on the left and the neutral on the right. So all the mobile chargers वगैरह रहते हैं उसमें क्या है, उसमें सिर्फ दो पिन रहता है. Okay, so it is like a simple thing because the amount of current which is passing through it is so less that it doesn't require the earth connection at all. अभी ये plug है तो उसका socket है. The socket is the one in which the plug is going to fit in. So that is a socket. 9.25 shows a socket. It is a fixture in an electric circuit in which the plug is inserted. The socket has three holes. The inner wall of each hole is made of hollow metallic tube, usually of brass, forming the terminals at its back. These terminals are connected to the live, neutral and earth wires of the supply line. The upper bigger hole is of the socket is the earth connection, while the hole on the right side is the connection for the neutral and the live, and the hole on the left side is for connection with the neutral wire of the electric supply. Safety precautions for plug and socket. While inserting the plug in the socket, the following two main precautions are taken. The hands must be completely dry. Of course, it should be dry hands. Secondly, the plug pin should fit in the socket tightly. Any loose connection will give rise to sparking and burning of either the plug or the socket. So, if there is sparking inside, there will be continuous sparking के कारण there will be burning of the plug or the socket. So that's why the plug should fit inside the socket properly. Okay, now we see is the color coding of the wires in the cable. So normally the cables which are there, the wires are there, or even when you open a device, you will find that the line, the neutral and the earth will be using different colors. So the colors will be identifying. So suppose you don't have we are connecting a new plug. Okay, plug तुम लोग का एक टूट गया और नया plug हम लोग वायर को connect कर रहे हैं. तो वह नया plug में how will you identify that the three wires coming from the appliances are which is line, which is neutral and which is the earth? So all these appliances, they use a standard color coding. Okay, they always use a standard color coding. So when you open any plug, you will always see three colors over there, which is brown, light blue and green or yellow. Okay, initially the older machines will be having red, black and green, but the new ones will be having as brown, light blue and green or yellow. So each electrical appliance is provided with three color flexible cable. The insulation on the three wires is of different colors: red or brown, black or light blue, green. Old convention was red for life, black for neutral and green for earth. Whereas new international convention, brown for live wire, light blue for neutral and green or yellow for earthing. So that's the table given here. Live wire originally was red, now it is brown. Neutral wire is black, now it is light blue, and earth wire is green, it is still green, or it is yellow. The color coding of wire helps us to connect the switch, fuse, sockets, etc. through proper wiring in the circuit of the house wiring. So if you have a tube light and you want to connect a tube light, how do you know that कहाँ पे neutral जाएगा, कहाँ पे line जाएगा? So that will be by the color coding. So this is how it is going to help you to connect it. The next what we are having is the high tension wires. Now high tension wires are those wires which are used for the transmission of the electric supply. So each wire is a cable in a cable is capable of withstanding up to a specific limit of current. If the current exceeds this limit due to short circuiting or high voltage fluctuation, the wire may burn due to excessive heating, and it may cause a fire. To avoid it, for high voltage and heavy current, a special wire called high tension wire is used. So that's what they are saying, that normally each and every wire has got a capacity to take a certain amount of current through it, but due to short circuiting or voltage fluctuation, if there is current is going to become high, it is going to cause fire or it will cause burning. तो वो avoid करने के लिए and to avoid high voltage and heavy current, we are using high tension wires. A high tension wire has a low resistance and large surface area. The resistance is kept low so as to allow a heavy current to pass through it. The surface area is made large so that the radiate out the heat produced more quickly to the surroundings. Therefore, instead of taking a single thick wire of low resistance as the high tension wire, it is made of twisting together a number of thin wires insulated from each other. This provides a large surface area as compared to single thick wire. So even nowadays you'll find that all the small wires also, they will be not made up of only a single strand, but it will be made of multiple strands of very thin cross section, so that in each and every wire will be insulated, यानी उसके ऊपर एक coating रहेगा insulation का, what we call it as a varnish, which is insulating it, and they will be twisted and put over there so that it is going to give them more surface area, so that the heat which is generated get dissipated fast. And because it is having a larger low resistance, so it will be able to give less amount of heating effect because it's I square RT. So अगर resistance low है तो heating effect भी कम होगा, and अगर heat ज़्यादा generate हो भी गया तो भी it will dissipate the heat faster due to more surface area. So that's why this is the main characteristics of high tension wires. Now, safety precautions while using the electricity. So of course we know that electricity is very dangerous, so that electricity needs to be taken care of while using any electric supply, electric power thing. You need to take care. So what are the different precautions to be taken? While using the electricity, precautions are taken to avoid the two major dangers, a fire and an electric shock. A fire is caused when there is an overheating of the line wire or cable for various reasons such as break of insulation or short circuiting, etc. To avoid it, one must use wires or cables of current carrying capacity higher than the total current which can flow through the circuit while using all the appliances simultaneously. So that's why we'll use the wires in the household circuit in such a way that it will be having the current capacity more than the total. मैंने सभी appliance साथ में चालू कर दिया तो भी जितना current carrying capacity रहेगा उतना हम लोग अगर wire का capacity रहेगा तो it will never get overheated and there is never a chance of burning or fire. Secondly, an electric shock may be caused from an appliance due to poor insulation of wire. So if the wire is very old, the insulation will start cracking and breaking. So that will be one of the reasons for an electric shock. Second, touching the appliance with wet hands. Of course, if you are touching the appliance with the wet hands, there are full chances that the wet hands में the पानी जो है, it touches the live wire and you can get a shock, because water is a good conductor. Not pure water, but this is a water which will be not pure. Tap water is not a pure water. Third, no earthing of the appliance. So if the earthing is not available for the appliance, then definitely it will not get dissipated and hence it will give you a shock. Third, no fuse provided by the appliance. So if there is no fuse, again the same problem could be there. Fifth is no local earthing. So These are the 5 points which can cause shocks. To avoid it, 5 precautions are taken. The insulation of the wire must be of good quality and it should be checked from time to time, because with long use the insulation over the wire becomes brittle and it cracks off, leaving the wire naked. Second, the appliance should never be operated or touched with wet hands. The hands should always be kept dry. Third, each appliance must have its metallic case earth. Fourth, each appliance must be provided with proper fuse in its live wire before the appliance. And finally, there must be a proper local earthing near the kWh meter. So all these are the precautions which need to be taken before you use any devices and to avoid fire hazards or hazards due to electric shocks. So that was about the chapter household circuits. Quite an easy chapter. Not much of a weightage over here except for some very important questions. That is, why is the fuse connected to in the live wire? Why is the switch connected to the live wire? What is the specific characteristics of the fuse wire? Okay, what is the principle on which the fuse wire depends on? So fuse के connected बहुत ज़्यादा है. And in the previous chapter, the ring system, advantages of ring system, advantages and disadvantages of series and parallel circuits. There are certain things which are important, much more important, or have been asked many times in the board examinations as well as in the prelim examinations. So these are certain things which are very important in this part. Otherwise, earthing socket bucket का एक आधा question कुछ आते रहता है, but not something very important. Okay, something easily understood and can be written in your own words also. So that's about the chapter household circuits. Thank you.